Hi guys, my name's Sammy. I'm really looking forward to finally put faces with the names on all the posts that we see. You know, it's gonna be nice to finally, get to know everyone. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into this little discussion video we have to do. So in the Build the Tower TED Talk, I found it very intriguing and kind of like mind-opening, not mind-opening, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Whenever he was talking about how adults, their first thought process is to build a plan and talk about it, and then little kids, they're more interested in just going for it and building prototypes, which he talks about at 241, and they don't really go for the right plan like the adults do. And he also was talking about how kids, at the 143 mark, how kids, sit there and they build the tallest towers because they just go for it. They don't think about it, and they just kind of do more trial and error type things. Or they kind of want more of that hands-on experience, which I feel like really, benefits in the real world. I mean, as a hairdresser, the more hands-on experience I get with things, the better I get at that said thing. And I feel like with the little kids, they know that, because they are not stumped by the whole rule books of you have to do it by this, this, and this. So I found that really intriguing about how, because it makes sense in everyday life. In the Why Good Leaders Make You Feel Safe TED Talk, it was very interesting about how he was talking about if you get the right environment, anyone can be a leader at, about 2:39 in the video. And I truly believe that anyone can be a leader as long as they put their minds to it and they're put in a situation where it makes them feel comfortable. For example, someone with super bad social anxiety may not, do well if you put them in front of a huge crowd. But if you put them in front of a small group of people who have very similar interests to them, they'll probably succeed in trying to, explain stuff and lead them in a project or something. I also found it very interesting about how the leader sets the tone at 4:49, because he was talking about how once people step out of that kind of circle of safety and kind of go more towards the danger, which I translated into basically just stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're more successful, which is 100% true. Because if you don't ever step outside your comfort zone, you're never going to be able to fully see stuff. A good example is shooting your shot whenever you are about to trying to date someone or get someone who you interested into you. If you don't sit there, step outside your comfort zone and at least ask, you're never gonna know if it's a yes or no. I mean, the worst that could happen is they say no or they say yes. Or for example, even just in a workplace, you ask for a promotion, the worst thing they're gonna say is no, or they're gonna say yes, and then you get the promotion. And then two things I found very interesting in the textbooks was that the part about cliques on page 246, about how they're not just just a subgroup like everyone thinks they are. They're also something that require a lot of energy, which is, thinking about it, that's so true. Because I remember in high school, my friends were all in band, and so then they would be a little clique with the band kids who had friends who weren't band kids, and it was really, I knew stuff that they knew in their situations, but I wouldn't know full details. I would just know little snippets, which makes it hard whenever you're trying to communicate, because then you can't let people know that you know all that information. So it just makes it a little more complicated. But I also found on page, I think it's 247, that about social loathing. And I never knew that there was a term for being shy and not speaking up in a group, because that was definitely me growing up, because I was very timid and didn't want to talk to anyone or anyone in a group. And so to know that there's actually a term for it was very interesting. And shy people actually have a title, which is kind of cool. That's really all I have. I'm sorry if I just rambled on a bunch and stuttered, but I can't help it. That's just who I am. So hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.